In this video, you're going to learn how to look at your child's learning, attention, and behavior problems in a new way. I'm Sherrie Hardy, founder of Hardy Brain Training and creator of the Successful Student Now program. I'm glad you found us. We help lots of different kinds of students who are struggling learn to do better in school. We work with students with learning disabilities, ADD, ADHD, autism, and dyslexia. We help students at the bottom of their class learn how to be successful. We work with students in special education who want to return to regular classrooms. We help students who have been in tutoring for years and are still struggling find success. We work with average students and gifted students who are not working to their full potential. When parents first find us, they usually feel hopeless. They've worked with their children night after night, struggling over homework. They've been to IEP meetings, 504 meetings, and they've looked at special programs at school to help their child. Many of them have tried medication. They've seen psychiatrists, psychologists, and they've had testing done with educational therapists. They've been to counseling. They've been to tutoring for special one-to-one help. They've spent time in teacher conferences listening to the list of their child's problems. And they begin to wonder, where will they ever find the solution? I have a suggestion. Let's turn the problem around and look at it in a new way. Let's ask, what makes some students successful? The answer to that is, they do the work. How is it that they're able to do the work? They have brains that allow them to go into the classroom, to sit at their desks, to work steadily, to pay attention and follow directions, to take in information easily whether they're reading it or hearing it, to think about that information in a step-by-step way, to make quick decisions about what's important, to organize the information into an effective answer, to be able to finish their work on time, and remember to turn it in. It's that simple. If it's that simple for some students, why is it so difficult for your child? It's easy for successful students because they have strong brain processing skills. In this video, we're going to talk about 3 of the most important brain processing skills. There are many other important ones, and at the end of the video, I'm going to tell you how you can get a checklist so that you can assess all of the important brain processing skills for your child. First, I want to talk about the most important brain processing skill, brain timing. We're going to be talking about millisecond brain timing because this timing regulates the ability to pay attention and learn. But first, I want to quickly go over 3 of the other brain timing rhythms so that you can see the impact they have on our lives. The first one I want to tell you about is circadian rhythm. Circadian rhythm operates on a 24-hour cycle. When you fly across time zones in an airplane, it's when your circadian rhythm gets disrupted that you feel jet lag. It can sometimes take you a couple days to get your circadian rhythm retimed so that you feel normal again. The next timing I want to tell you about is interval timing. This timing happens over the course of minutes. When you've been sitting and pondering, thinking about your child's problems, and suddenly you realize that you've been daydreaming and several minutes have gone by, you've become aware of your interval timing. Next, let's talk about microsecond timing. You become aware of this timing when someone shouts your name from across the street. Because the sound waves hit your ears a microsecond different, your brain is able to process the difference and you're able to look at the exact spot the sound came from. All of these rhythms happen below our level of awareness. Our millisecond timing also happens below our level of awareness. Millisecond timing happens at the speed of 1,000th of a second. Millisecond timing is so important for your child's success in school. It helps your child pay attention to incoming information, whether it's read or heard. It helps your child think about the information in a step-by-step way, to make decisions about that information quickly, to decide what's important, and to organize the important information into an effective answer that can be communicated easily. When your child has these skills, their millisecond timing is strong. When these skills are weak, their millisecond timing is also weak, and they'll struggle in class. They'll have difficulty completing work in the allotted amount of time. They'll not be able to keep up with the class, and they'll not be able to work at grade level. The next important brain processing skill I want to talk to you about is visual processing. Students with strong visual processing skills are able to read information easily and remember it. When students struggle with reading, when they find it difficult and frustrating, when they have poor comprehension, they have weak visual processing skills. This is a problem because their eyes haven't learned how to move smoothly from left to right across print. And as their eyes are moving, they're jerking. This causes them to add extra letters into words or leave letters out, sometimes to leave out whole words, and to lose their place on the page. When students have strong visual processing skills, they're able to move their eyes smoothly without jerking. But when their skills are weak, the eyes jerk as they move across the page. This makes reading difficult and frustrating. And each time the eyes jerk, it erases memory. This makes comprehension very difficult. Your child will need to read and reread the passage in order to remember it. Children with weak visual processing skills find reading difficult. They get frustrated, and they have difficulty remembering what they've read. The third processing problem I want to touch on is auditory processing. Students with strong auditory processing skills are able to take in the information that they hear efficiently and make sense of it. They're able to tune out the background noises and pay attention to the teacher. They're able to understand the different sounds that letters can make. They can follow 2 or 3 directions that are given at a time. And they can understand the subtleties in language that make it easier to understand what they're listening to. Students with weak auditory processing skills often have difficulty tuning out the background noises and paying attention to the teacher. They have difficulty understanding the different sounds that letters can make. They have problems remembering 2 or 3 directions. And sometimes the subtle pieces in language confuse them, and they have difficulty making sense of everything they hear. No matter how smart your child is, if there are auditory processing weaknesses, there will be some struggles in the classroom. As we've been talking about the 3 important brain processing skills, and you've been looking at your child's ability to pay attention and take in information, to think about information in a step-by-step way, to make quick decisions about what's important and to organize that information into an effective answer, to read information and comprehend it well, and to be able to listen and make sense of what they're hearing. You've been looking at the important skills your child needs to be successful in school. Now, as you watch your child struggle with homework, as you look at the report card that has below average grades, you'll be able to look for solutions in a new way. The 3 processing skills that we've talked about are part of a checklist that I've made of all the important brain processing skills that your child needs to be successful in school. If you'd like to get the checklist, just enter your name and email address in the box on the right. After you've finished going through the checklist, you'll have a better idea of which of the processing skills are holding your child back. Just imagine how your lives will be once you've pinpointed the exact problems and corrected them. I hope this video has helped you get a good start.